So here's a quick tip for you. The difference between really great writing and average writing is always in how the writer uses verbs. Yeah, okay, so just, go back to, fourth grade. Verbs are action words. Well, yeah, they are. They are the amplifiers of language. And the wattage that your verbs have, verbs have. Yeah, have is right. Wattage that your verbs have is the thing that drives everything else. Nouns just lay there. Adjectives lay on top of them. Verbs electrify them and kick them into action. So that if you look at your verbs and start rating your verbs in terms of their RMS, how many watts do they have? Up to 200. 200 is the Ampeg V4 amplifier, the ones that when you pick them up they make your arms longer. And that's all you really need is an Ampeg V4, so 1 to 200. Take a look at the forms of the verb to be. I was a good boy. Was, there you are at a half a watt. And then you just go ahead and figure out what your verbs are, and then you start circling them and you say, how can I boost the wattage on that? So if we take a look at just a couple of lines, say from Robert Frost, his poem, Putting in the Seed. You come fetch me from work when supper's on the table, and we'll see if I can leave off burying the white soft petals fallen from the apple tree. White petals, yes, but not so barren quite, mingled with these smooth bean and wrinkled pea, and go along with you before you become, like me, slave to a springtime passion for the earth. How love burns through the putting in the seed, and on through that early birth when, just as the soil tarnishes with weed, the sturdy seedling with arched body comes shouldering its way and shedding the earth crumbs. Soil tarnishes, there's a verb, tarnishes with weed. What tarnishes? Now we're in metaphor territory here. But what tarnishes? Well, precious metals tarnish. So that the soil, because tarnish has been applied to it, the soil is a precious metal. And the weed that comes up before the seedlings do becomes the tarnish. So just as the soil tarnishes with weed, the sturdy seedling with arched body comes shouldering its way. And there's that very, very fragile little plant. But Frost is talking about the power of life, and so there is this verb shouldering, which again contains a metaphor. What else shoulders its way into existence? Well, human babies do. And so what's this thing about putting in the seed now? Oh, okay, really? And so the shouldering now takes it beyond itself, and I suppose that tarnishes and shouldering are probably up about 170, 180 watts. And that's what makes the writing brilliant. So I would just say to you, if you want to be a better writer tonight, start noticing your verbs. And, I don't know, use a thesaurus. Use the Roget's International Thesaurus, and which isolates all the verbs. Take a look and see what you can find. You don't want to get into the territory of the canine perambulated the thoroughfare. That's not where you want to go. But you do want to make sure that whatever circuitry you're building in your sentences, that the verbs get maximum efficiency out of your nouns and your adjectives. And you will find that if your verbs are strong enough, you're not going to be using many adjectives. Because note that while the great writer depends on verbs in order to create a wonderful description, the average writer creates strings of adjectives and usually relatively weak verbs, which makes the writing feel written and makes it feel average. So verbs, verbs, verbs. Okay.